We both looking crazy. We're gonna go to the shop.
I did not get a haircut, as you can see.
And then Dre's still gotta cut my hair, so I might end up not getting a haircut again.
I brought my scissors.
Oh, he's got his scissors.
Thanks. So, as you can see, still haven't got a haircut. That's what happened.
What's going on, guys? The Barber Phil here, back again with another haircut tutorial. And as you could tell from the thumbnail and the intro to the video, we got a special guest on the channel today. We got Seancutshair in the chair. Sean is the guy that took a chance on a no-name barber fresh out of barber school 4 years ago. He had a very up-and-coming shop, adding barbers left and right because the shop was growing. He took a chance on me, and I'm hoping he would agree that it has worked out in the best interest for him and myself and my family. So for that, I am deeply indebted to him. He was hoping to get a haircut this past weekend while he was in Tampa visiting some of the guys at Tomb 45 for the Barber versus TV battle between Chris Bosio and 360 Jeezy. But of course, things got kind of crazy and he didn't get a haircut. So when he got back into town, I told him to hop in the chair and we get him straightened out. So let's get right into it. So in 4 years of working with Sean, I've actually never cut his hair. He's cut my hair numerous amounts of times. He's cut my hair for the Tomb 45 Online Academy. He's cut my hair numerous other times for other occasions, and then just your regular haircut. I've been on his channel multiple times, but I've never cut his hair. So when he came back from Tampa without a haircut, I told him to hop in the chair and we get him hooked up. What we're going to do, we're going to start things off. He does leave his hair pretty long. I've got the Stylecraft Ergo, I've got a 6 guard, and we went flush against the head, rocked that clipper out once we got up to the Prado Ridge. He does have a double crown, so we're going to make sure that we really leave plenty of length in that crown area, and then more weight for him to really mess up, because we're going to leave the top fairly long. What I've done after that 6 guard closed, we did a 4 guard, same exact steps, but don't go all the way up through that 6 guard. Go about halfway to 3/4 of the way up through that 6 guard section. But you always want to start all the way down at the base in the hairline area and work your way up, making sure that you flick out. We set in our bald line from the bottom of the vertical bar over to the round of the ear there with the detailer. Then we immediately flicked it out, came in below that, really balded it out with those FX trimmers. Now what we've got is the 2 guard. And we're just kind of flicking up into that 4 guard. As I've been doing here lately, we are trying to skip guard a little bit, not have to do so much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type fading. Kind of skip guard your way down through there. So you flick that 2 guard up into the 4. Now what we've got is the 1 guard, and we're trying to do basically the same thing. Kind of skip the 1.5 for now. If we need to come back in a minute and detail it some more, that's when you can use those guards. But your first initial steps as you go down through there, if you can get away with skip guarding and it blends out nice, more power to you. That's what I'm trying to do. We've taken the guard off. Now we're just using the lever, opening and closing it. And his hair balds out and tapers out pretty well. It is a little tricky because he's got the tattoos underneath. I went ahead and took the FXs, did that nice sharp round about his ear, and then carried that on down. Now as far as in the back goes, like I said, everybody has some form of swirl or crown or something. That's literally the way everyone's head was made. We all have some type of swirl. So when somebody comes into your shop and they say, "Oh, I've got a crown," or "I've got a swirl," or whatever, don't immediately be taken back. That's how everybody is. The problem is Sean has a double crown. So he's got one in the top right there, and then he also has one off to the left. What that means is he's got even more craziness going on back here if we're just going to be honest. So what we're trying to do is really make sure that we use this 6 guard very delicately. We're starting all the way down at the base. We're going to come up through here, but we're going to be very methodical every time we get this 6 guard up towards where that head wants to start rounding over. We're going to really make sure that we're using that comb. We're making sure that these cuts are nice and precise, because the last thing we want to do is take too much off back here and his crown's going to be sticking out too much, or the worst case scenario would be that you cut the crown off and he's got to restart. You don't do any of those things. I'm literally taking this clipper at almost an angle as far away from the head as I can. There's a couple angles here that you can kind of see what we're doing. You're just wanting to bring that clipper kind of off the head and back towards you. That's going to be the softest line that you could possibly leave. That's not going to require a lot of more detailed work later. If you do these clippers right and you use the shape of the head correctly, a lot of that work can be done for you. Now, just like we did in the taper on the side, we're going to come in behind that 6 guard and we're going to skip guard down to a 4 guard closed and flick that up into the 6 guard, and then just kind of continue those same steps here in the back taper. So as usual, a lot of times I start that back taper off at the bottom of the earlobe. So we tapped it in with the detailers. Now we're going to come in with the ergos. We've got that lever all the way open, and we're just going to do about a 3/4 of an inch to an inch or so section there. You can't really tell, but it actually blended straight out of that detailer up into this. So that was very nice, convenient, and efficient. That's one reason why I'm really starting to like the ergos. Now I will go ahead and admit that I was kind of experimenting back here, seeing what I could skip guard around through here and get away with. We went from that open section. Now we've got an open 1.5 with the Wahl premium guards. I'm just kind of trying to flick up into here to that 2 guard that we left off with earlier, or the 4 guard that we left off with earlier, just to see if that 1.5 guard somehow will blend up into that 4 guard. Of course, you guys know that it won't, or it's obviously not. Below that 1.5, we're trying to connect it to that open section using the Babyliss half guard and then a little bit of the Wahl premium half guard. From there, we'll use a 2 guard, blend up into that 4 guard, and pretty much call this back taper done. So guys, if you haven't been paying attention much, I wouldn't necessarily expect you to, but we are in the 900s now as far as subscribers. When this video was being done, I was at 910. So at some point soon, we're gonna have to start talking about this 1K giveaway. I haven't really decided what it's gonna be yet. I wanna make it worth it because I really wanna get there. I want the channel to keep growing. I'm hoping this video here can maybe send me on my way to that. So you guys be on the lookout for that 1K video coming up probably next month sometime, if we're being honest. It might even be by the end of this month. It could be in the next couple videos, so make sure that you're staying tuned for that. And I appreciate all the support for the channel. So after using that FX to go ahead and put a nice sharp line on that side as well, we're going to come in, start working on the top. Now Sean does like a lot of length up top, but he doesn't like a lot of weight, I guess, if you will, as far as how heavy his hair is, I guess, if you will. So we are deep V cutting everything. There's no blunt cut straight across here, and it's more of a deep V cut than even I have been doing on the channel. So we did a middle section there just as a guide. Now we're working our way from one side to the other, pulling from the previous section to make sure that we have a nice guide to go off of. I'm going to cross check myself multiple different times, and then at some point here you can see us kind of laughing because we're kidding around about how the way I was pulling his hair up in the video was exposing the recession, which is something that we're not going to talk about, guys, so don't talk about it. But I did cross check myself multiple times. As far as in the front goes here, we're going to comb everything forward, use the detailers. This is a very rough draft lineup. We're not going to do a really crispy lineup. We just want to make sure that those bangs were nice and even. And then he's going to mess them up quite a bit anyways. I lost a tad bit of footage, but we come in here in a second. We use the Beam Team cordless compressor, a little bit of the Tune 45 no drip, and then of course Sean's amazing color enhancement card. If you guys don't have one of those, go check them out. That trio there is a lethal combination to get, you know, the most efficient enhancements that you can get right now. So make sure you guys go and check that out. So the color enhancements here on this particular haircut, they were really just to kind of fill in that vertical bar a tad bit, to make that taper seem a little bit more stretched, I guess, maybe, if you will. It wasn't to, you know, fake anything or whatever, just to kind of make that taper stretched out a little bit. I did miss the clip here. I added a little bit of texture spray, used the diffuser on my Dyson, and then we used the Tune 45 indestructible clay, which we are all hoping Tune can somehow get it back out to us this year. It's an amazing matte product, so hopefully Tune can get on that. But this is about it, guys. Alright guys, so that's the end of the tutorial. As you can tell from the spin around here, Sean was looking real rough, was in desperate need of a haircut.
Hey man. Hey y'all, if you watch this video, check out this end result. Man, I was so due for a haircut. Super stoked to have guys in my shop that are so talented, and I could come home and finally get fresh. And there's the finished product, guys. If you are not subscribed to my guy Philip, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you guys rock with me in any type of way, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button for him, show him some love on this video. I appreciate you guys watching, or I guess he appreciates you guys watching. What do you always say?
Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Consider subscribing if you're new, enable those notifications, that way you never miss another video. Sunday and Wednesday is the schedule as always. We'll catch you in the next one.
And we out of here.
You